Otto! Hey! Hi! Sorry, I was looking for a... I was looking for a book of photos for inspiration. How are you? I woke up with my phone in hand, repeatedly playing this. Just look at that. What was the reel? Hey, Fart Cloud! Fart Cloud, hi! Poor Otto, you were really due for a nap. Hey, Mikey, hello! Yeah, I was so tired. I woke up at 6:30 a.m. Upstairs neighbors. Ugh. The problem with a book like this one is that it really makes you want to live somewhere else. Yeah, right? That was a good jumper. Oh. It's so pretty. Oh, the page numbers are up there. That's clever. So you guys can see. A toe. There's a seal. These species are found on the Icelandic coast, the harbor seal and the gray seal. The Arctic fox is really cute too. So fluffy. Tourism in Iceland is booming. Today it is easy to find a house with Scandinavian charm for spending a holiday on the island. What about living there though? I'm good. I'm fine. It's kind of a rainy day here today. And yeah, we're just staying indoors and keeping an eye on Scout because she really mangled both of her eyebrows, but one particularly worse than the other. So she had the donut on earlier, but she really doesn't like it. And I mean, you can't blame her. So now she's napping. We took the donut off and we're keeping an eye on her so that she doesn't make her scabby eyebrows worse. I think it's getting a bit better. It's less inflamed, and it managed to form a scab, which is an improvement on yesterday, but it's really messed up. It's not pretty. she does this really funny, I mean, whatever. But when she scratches her eyes, she does it with her hind legs, and it's always all claws out. And sometimes she will complain as she's doing it, which, you know, in out of context is kind of really funny, because she scratches, she'll start going because she's, I don't know, it's hurting or something. But at the same time, it serves as an excellent way of letting us know that we need to intervene and prevent her from scratching herself. So it's kind of like she's telling on herself. But for now, she's napping. I let her use my lap quilt, and she seems to be quite comfy on it. That's cute. You can kind of see the little house. I'm just looking for something that will spark an idea for a drawing, actually 2 drawings, because I have about 2 pages left in my sketchbook and I'm really trying to finish it. Have you seen that YouTube channel of a couple who lives in, gosh, where was it? Somewhere really remote, Norwegian territory island in the Arctic Circle. Has a fluffy dog that she... Is that a good or a bad thing? Well, I don't think I've seen it. Is it good? Like the dog chose her over... Yeah. I mean, you can't really argue with a pet like that. The landscapes and houses look similar. Well, this is Iceland. But I mean, it's not exactly surprising that it would look similar. I feel like a lot of the Norwegian territories or countries have a lot in common, or at least had a lot. Wow, Longyear Bien. Oh, hold on, I need to scrap paper. It's near that famous seed vault on Svalbard Island. Yeah. That vault is kind of really cool. I mean, it's a bit alarming, the fact that we kind of put that together. Like that people of a scientific mind saw a need to put together a protected vault of plant seeds. But it's kind of cool in a very dystopian way. Horses! That's really cool. It's a church. It's tiny. It's really weird to go from like these images that seems very like old school, traditional, whatever. And then you have this a municipal swimming pool. And it's gotta be a bit odd to swim there and have view of the fjord right next to you. Okay. Sheep and horses. Check out this color here. It's the caption says something about sulfur, so I wonder if that's burning sulfur. But it's really like bright neon green. Okay, nice. Pools and buildings are great, but they're not exactly what I'm looking for. Just some kind of I'm looking for an element of landscape that will spark an idea for a drawing. Damn. Either that or I'm trying to figure out like a specific palette I want to use, because sometimes looking at the colors of any specific palette can give me ideas. There's a live stream of the volcanic activities. Just sorry, so sorry. Okay, sorry. But it seems like there's so many volcanoes on. I think it kind of makes sense because that was the like the illustration on this page, where you see that Iceland is like over the joining point of two tectonic plates. Oh, Ellen, hi! Iceland has a policy that if an Icelandic horse is exported, it can't return, as they want to keep the purity of the breed. They have multiple gates that make them very smooth. Ooh! Kind of sleepy to this news. I don't know if you have the kind of weather we have here, but it's kind of rainy, and I can see why it would, you know, be good for a nap. I thought about you when we were at this page. I don't know if you saw it, but horses, and they're really cute. It says, despite their size close to that of a pony, these are horses in their own right. They're very cute. Oh, that's lovely. Plants, plants. Bilberries. Oh, that's what Angelica... Yeah, apparently. In Iceland, the size of this medicinal plant exceeds all others on the island. I don't know if you're able to read the captions on the stream. Probably not. Yep, us here too in Ontario. It's not raining anymore, but very cloudy. Yeah, it's on and off. Like, we're having a bit of rain at the moment, but it's overall a very grey day. It is a lovely book. Well, a bit annoying to my tastes. Angelica gels are good for burns, I think. Or was it bruises? Huh. I had never heard of this plant before. Really. See, just got an idea. Yeah, well, you know a lot about flowers. I can go over all the flowers in this page. We have the Angelica on this left side page. Sorry. Dang. Arctic thyme at the top. It says this fragrant plant covers vast expanses once summer begins. That's gotta smell really nice. Bouquet of colors. Sorry, the flowers of Iceland color the landscape during summer days. Okay, sure, but what is this? This is super cute. Mountain flora. Icelandic flora is similar to that found in the Alps. Grass of Parnassus. It can be found at an altitude of about 3,000 feet, 930 meters, near a glacier. Yarrow powder is handy when making homemade makeup skincare. Yarrow root powder. It's a bit like baby powder, but obviously... Isn't that just arrowroot? Like, arrow, as an arrow. ARROWROOT. It's a bit like cornstarch. Then we have Alpine Bartzia, a flower characteristics of the highlands. Autumn Hawkbit. And the common yarrow. I wonder what bilberry tastes like. Because I've heard of arrowroot powder being a bit like cornstarch. Looking for erasers. Well, that didn't do anything. think I'm gonna be doodling a cat that's been collecting Angelica plants. I wonder what part of the plant is used for. Just says that the plant is really big. Arrowroot cookies are a thing here. Yeah, that's true. Usually very easily digestible and given to babies to chew on during teething. Funnily enough, I went down a wiki hole once finding out the name origins of various cookies, and turns out a lot of them, including Oreos, are named after various flowers. Really? What's the Oreo flower like? So in that sense, it would make sense that the arrowroot would be linked to yarrow. Exactly the same question in my head. Oreo flowers. Hey Lana! Hi! Oreo Daphne is a mountain laurel. Oreo comes from Oros, Greek for mountain. Whoa. Okay, I have a really stupid question. What about Fudgios? It comes from the fudge flower. What about the pirate cookies? Sorry. I'm just feeling silly. Oh, those came later on in cookie history. Oreos have been around since... Really? 1912? Aw. I'm melting. We had 33 Celsius today. Ugh, and it's about to rain, so high humidity. Ugh. Oh, dude. Yeah, when it's super hot, I always hope that it rains like later in the day so that the sun doesn't warm it all up and turns it into a big sauna. And they were actually a copy of a cookie named Hydrox. The Oreos, you mean? Oreo is a much better sounding name than Hydrox. Hydrox sounds like something that will kill you if you take too much of it. Yeah, but it's supposed to be colder tomorrow, only 23, so yeah, I hope so. Ugh. And now, when you get a cookies and cream ice cream that it's not licensed to Oreo, it's Hydrox cookies. They tell me, oh wow, really? And no auto, but I do have a cat that came with the name Oreo. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Hydrox sounds like a cheap energy drink that was a collab with some random YouTuber. It's like all I see that and all I think is of hydroxychloroquine, the thing that was popular during early days of COVID with all of those conspiracy nuts. Hydrox was a futuristic name that a lot of products had around the turn of the century. Such a weird name for cookies, though. Because, like, hydro water cookie is not particularly watery. Oh, det kan lite speciellt. Oh, tell me about it. See, this is the kind of useless things that ADHD hyperfocus leads me to. But I mean, it's super interesting stuff. Hydrospas. Hydrotherapy. you just throw the person in a bath. There you go. Hydrotherapy. Sorry. And yeah, that's basically what happened. Yeah, and I didn't really like the name Oreo for the cat, but now that I know his name means mountain, I'll keep it. I mean, it's really cute. And there are really worse names out there than Oreos. Oreo. We have a sort of a neighborhood-ish cat in the area that his actual name is Crunchy. I still fail to see the, like, he doesn't feel like a Crunchy. It's not like it's not a particularly cute name. I don't know, perhaps the cat was very bitey when he was small, so they named him Crunchy, but I must think of this lady who said water doesn't contain hydrogen. That's why she uses a weird fizzy. Oh, I hate people. Why? Do you guys remember the lady who was convinced they put something in the city water because she put on the sprinklers and it made a rainbow? And she was like all offended that the city water now made rainbows. I think I died a little bit that day. My first cat was called Bubbles when I adopted him. I was very determined to change his name, but he would only ever answer to Bubbles. I mean, yeah, Bubbles is kind of cute name. Might not be like the most fitting thing, but it's cute at least. I don't feel like Crunchy is particularly cute. Oh, you can tell that when Oreo was taken out of feral life, he had 2 little girls in the house named him. 2 little boys would have called him Batman or Bruce. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Though I had a young neighbor that I would babysit as a kid, and eventually that family got a very cute small black female cat. She was really, really cute, but she was, like this particular quality of black cats to be very slinky. And one of their kids, one of the youngest boy, decided that her name would be Capucine, and it's a really, really adorable name. So I guess that would depend on the kiddo. I'm glad Dante never answered to the name he got in shelter when he was chipped. It's in his papers. Yeah, I mean, our cats were named Caramel for Pecco and Cappuccino for Scout. And their mom was called Cassonade, which is French for brown sugar. Hydrogen-infused water. I mean, someone made bank on that. Caramel and Cappuccino. Yeah, that was their original name. And they had 3 other siblings, little boys. I don't remember their names though. But I think they all had names that started with a C. Then they had Black Dog. That's a bit uninspired. Patented electrolytic membrane. Wow. Can increase Wow, that makes no sense. had a dog in the shelter was Black Nose. Oh, Ario's still such a nut cat. I swear he was Amish or Hasidic. doesn't like a lot of luxury. Will never mix meat with dairy. Auspicious whiskers. Will really even sleep. What a Spartan kitty. Drinking hydrogen-rich water has the equivalent antioxidant power as it is absolutely bonkers. It makes no sense. Like, is H3O even a thing? Like, how do you... It hurts my brain. The sweetest, most polite cat I've ever encountered. Aww. He's such a good boy. He seems to be really mellow. Isn't it just fizzy water? Well, it's called carbonated water, so I kind of just assumed that you would had some carbon related thing in there. Oh man, my chemistry classes are so far. The sad thing is that there are uneducated people. Yeah, exactly. That's the real issue. The real issue is twofold. There is that aspect of it, and also the people who will willingly put together a scheme to profit off of these people. I would have to check what's the composition of, just air. Water is H2O, right? Air, it's oxygen, but what else? Like, and like chemistry wise, can you bind more hydrogen, what's the word I'm looking for, molecules to the water molecule? Because if it can't attach to it, it's just going to be released, It's just going to dissipate. Oh, it apparently uses electrolysis to separate hydrogen. But if you separate it from water, you end up with two gases. Which infuses... That's stupid! That's so... Paulo! We need your chemistry help. Wasn't there a joke about a chemist and a friend walk into a bar? The chemist says to the bartender, "I'll have an H2O." I don't know if it's a thing of German worders or global, but there are tablets like old school stone plates sold for thousands to people because these... Oh, that hurts. And people put their produce on. Oh, that hurts. That hurts my brain. Oh. Yeah, Paulo, the thing that Otto was sharing with us about hydrogen-infused water. Oh, that's a good joke, Ellen. It was part of a documentary how people get scammed. Yeah, dude. It's painful. It always reminds me of Gwyneth alkaline water with a... I can't stand that person. Alkaline water with a dash of lemon juice. Wait, wouldn't the whole point of having alkaline water be moot if you add lemon juice to it? Makes me all laughing. That's just stupid. That's so stupid. Oh, she is insanely dumb. Or at least that's the image that she puts out there. I think she thinks that she's clever and that everyone else is dumb. But yeah, I kind of lost it when I was like just leafing through one of her recipe cookbooks. And she had a whole page dedicated to frying an egg. And I died a little bit at that moment. And that was just the stupidest thing. Like, after many pages of photos of her in some sort of kitchen and whatnot, and, you know, yamming on about a simple lifestyle and whatever, and she makes a fried egg. One fried egg. And she uses a bunch of things with it. And I was just like... First of all, F you. Second of all, shut up. Like, you're unrelatable as it can get. Can you please just go away? Please, Gwyneth, go away. And her, let's put a porous jade, yeah, that. The whole steaming of the lady parts too, that was stupid. The name of her company, also stupid. I had read that the logic behind naming her company Goop was that it was her initials, G and P, Gwyneth Paltrow, and that she had read somewhere that a lot of companies with a double O in the name are successful, like Google. So she basically created Goop from that. I think that. You need something like magnesia or aluminum hydroxide, or even better, some alginate, which creates a barrier. Also, the pH of the human body is very well regulated. And even a change of 0.2 unit. She should have called the company Poop. Yep. You gotta remember that Paltrow isn't marketing to plebs like us. She's marketing to very wealthy, also stupid people. That's a fair point. I mean, isn't she selling a gold-plated vibrator for like $15,000 or something stupid? She's a bit obsessed, although, yeah, she really has something bothering her. In that, I don't know. I can't stand her. I absolutely cannot. I used to, when I would go to the bookstore, if I was looking through the recipe book section, and hers is always like showcased, and I would just take the topmost copy and flip it around. I know that's stupid, but I can't. I'd keep going back to her stupid face, and she would just prevent me from perusing this section freely. Most people just get the gold-plated toilet seat and call it a day. Isn't that Trump's thing? A gold-plated toilet? I hate all of them. Wealthy people with too much money and not enough brains. That reminds me of when we checked the expensive beauty products in a previous stream. And that, like, the most expensive one was basically glorified Vaseline cream. The wellness plus super wealthy is it is. They really have too much money on their hand and time, I guess. The dude that vampirizes his son. Yeah, the dude that wants to live forever. The senior student's prank at my school last year was to spray paint a toilet gold. My fellow custodians managed to save the toilet but not the seat. It was pretty funny. I would just leave it like that. You know, fine, all of these toilets are, you know, ceramic, but this one has a golden seat. At that point. He ejects himself with the blood. He's very fortunate that he's, like, compatible with his son. Not that... I don't think that would stop him, I guess, but... like, at least... how can I say this? Like, basic biological issues that could happen because of his stupidity won't happen in this case. Does that make sense? What happened? What is happening, actually? It's still pretty much... when a lot of people think that smart had the meteor come. Yep, just, you know, I don't think he's ever had a single idea that was actually good. Like, all to himself. What's it called? The stupid tunnels for the cars. Hyperloop? Like, how How was that ever considered a good idea? It's such a stupid idea. From beginning to end, it's just so dumb. I can't even fathom. I can't either. And it's like, I don't know if you watch the YouTube channel Adam something, but he has really good videos, and he's often mocking like crypto bros and the likes of Elon Musk. But yeah, basically all these rich crypto bros, they're just trying to reinvent the train, but with something new and extra. And it's basically always just like the maglev. Like, fine, the technology for magnetic levitation doesn't really work, but you could just have a train, you know. Trains exist and they're quite nice. Yeah, you have to look him up. I think you will enjoy him, Otto Paulo. He's very entertaining, and he always, like, it's not just videos to make fun of those stupid ideas. He also brings in the information needed to understand why it's a stupid idea. Otto Paulo. The Hyperloop was actually stolen from a patent in the early 20th century. So early 1900s. See, I can sort of picture that. And then it never comes to fruition because some engineer somewhere goes like, yeah, but no. And as history went along too, a lot of accidents happened where they realized that some ideas were really stupid, like having big tunnels that are really small and long and have no infrastructure to make them easily accessible to aid. Like if there's a fire in the tunnel, well, what can you do except, die? Does that make sense? I'm struggling a bit, but I think you guys might get it anyway. Oh my god, the first video I get from him is Dubai is a joke, subbed immediately. Yep, that's about that. That's about it. That's a very good kind of summary of... If I remember right, Adam is a... assuming that's his real name, but he is a Hungarian living... I don't remember. But he's a European guy, so... his perspective on this stuff is really interesting. You're gonna let that guy bother. Yeah, absolutely. My only beef with Adam something is that his videos are not long enough. And I say that while fully knowing the kind of work that goes into making long videos, but every time he puts out a new video, I like, oh my god, yes, I watch it and then I'm done, and I'm always bummed that I'm done. But they're always good. Hey, welcome back, Otto. So yeah, I really like Adam something. I really like the Well, There's Your Problem podcast, where they talk about engineering and engineering disaster. And also, sometimes I watch Not Just Bikes. I really like Not Just Bikes, but the videos are painful to watch sometimes. Like, it hurts that everything is so poorly designed, and it doesn't come with the humor that Adam something puts in his videos, like, and the anger at times. So sometimes it's more cathartic to watch Adam something. He's who I point people to when I need to debunk Elon Musk to other people. Look, there's this dude who does it way better than I can. Yep. Did you listen to Well, There's Your Problem, Ellen? It's raining quite a lot at the moment. No, I don't, but I might put that on my listening list for when I'm at work. Podcasts are my friends now that I have a job I can wear earbuds. Yeah, definitely. I would recommend checking it out. They're a really fun podcast. So a couple of features that they have that I particularly enjoy is that they don't have any ads in there. The only ad is a very brief spot they made themselves to plug their Patreon. And so yeah, that's always good because the ads in podcasts, they always kill me. And it's the basic roster is 3 people, and they have good chemistry. They're really fun to listen to, and sometimes they have guests too that are really fun. And the podcasts are a good length. So yeah, I really like it. Well, I mean, how's the eraser to use? It's kind of new, as you can see. I have a full box of these. But so far so good. I like the Plus brand erasers already, like the Fuji, the Mount Fuji ones. And I don't know why, but I felt like I needed a new eraser. I'm gonna leave this one at this stage for now. And last page of the sketchbook. It's also in need of a drawing. Ouais? Chose à dire, Scott? I like to listen to podcasts when I'm going for my morning walk or when I'm doing the grocery shopping, because the grocery store can be really overwhelming at times when there's a lot of people. So I put on the podcast or some music, and it gives me a bit of an insulation, if that makes sense. And I'm gonna have to find yet another idea. I thought I might... Oh, actually I shouldn't have taped it if that was my intent. Oops. Because I was briefly thinking of making another sort of inventory page spread kind of thing. But now that I've put tape on it... Yeah, now that I have a quieter job where I'm not constantly in a state of overwhelm, I can actually feel like... I can actually feel when I'm overwhelmed now. And I'm learning to abide and manage. Yeah. That's a very good point. Like, sometimes I can go to the grocery store and I'm fine. I don't even need, like, anything in my ears. But other times I go... And the moment I step in there, I already feel like it's too much. So that's when I know that I need like something extra. And mind you, I generally enjoy grocery shopping. But it's just that sometimes it's just so packed with people and stuff, and it's like all the people in the grocery store are the stuff that's forever changing and that you kind of have to always keep aware of so you don't, you know, hit someone with your cart or bump into whatever. A grocery store that's empty, that's perfect. Because nothing moves if it's empty. So you can sort of more easily navigate around. And I also hate when they change, when they move some of the products. I feel like when they do that, it gets more overwhelming as well. Because you kind of have to go around and figure out where everything is now. And I hate that. Welcome to adulthood. You get mad when they rearrange the grocery store now. Oh, I mean, it's annoying, isn't it? Is it just me? It can't be just me. It's like, I know where things are, so if I want to make whatever thing, I know where to get the stuff. But if you move stuff around, then do you still have what I need? Or is it gone forever? Or, oh, I can't stand it. They do it like every few months. Why? Let me find whoever marketing person decided that this was a great idea, and I will kick them in the nards a couple of times. Why do they need to move stuff? It's exactly why. Like, even for the employees, then whenever someone goes to ask them, do you guys sell orzo? Do you know where I can find orzo? I got a recipe and I need orzo for it. I would hate it. Like, you work there, you know where stuff is, and it changes all the time. So you're like, no, I don't know because we changed everything last week and I haven't figured out again where everything is. I dislike the blatant tactic to keep me searching for stuff, so I will pick on impulse purchases on the way. It's intentional. Yeah. But it's stupid also. I know why they do it. The logic is that people need longer to find their stuff and will spend more time and might buy other stuff. Makes me just annoyed me too. Yeah, it's. I don't think anybody enjoys it, and it's just from marketing, and it's such a transparent ploy that it kind of doesn't make me want to impulse buy stuff. And also, it doesn't. It backfires. Okay. Picture, you know where everything is in your grocery store, right? So you know that in the section with the mustard, there's this and that and whatever and another mustard. And then suddenly they have something new there. Well, you're gonna notice it a whole lot more if there's something new in an area you're familiar with, right? Does it make sense? Like, if they get me lost in there, not only will I not get the stuff I need, but also I don't think I will pick up on any impulse purchase because I'm too focused on mapping out everything. Like, when I end up trying things and going more for impulse purchases, it's when I'm looking at a specific section that I know what's there, and either the thing I like isn't there, like they're out of stock, so I'm looking at everything else, trying to find something that will work anyway. And if not, it's when there's something new in some area that I'm familiar with, like oh, this is a new type of cookie that's in the cookie aisle. No? Anyway, just stupid. One supermarket in town changed the layout so much that I can't find anything there and it just stopped going. Yeah, pretty much. I can't bother with the time loss and I'm just going to a different one. Marketing is dumb. Yes, but how will your kid decide they have to have that new kind of cookie unless you've been dragged all over hell's half acre to find the canned soup? I will buy less if I can't find anything. It just stresses me out so much and I just want to leave. Exactly! Exactly! You hit the nail on the head. That's exactly the feeling. Like, so many spoons get burnt in the process of trying to find the stuff one needs. There's not, like, it's not oh, you don't have any spoons so you're gonna purchase anything. It's like, no, I'm not gonna get anything and I'm gonna leave. Like, I don't enjoy walking around this place trying to find stupid pasta, you know. I'm vegetarian, lactose intolerant, and otherwise limit my food, so I have my own paths where I skip a lot and make my route, which is the same every time. Yeah, same. Like, I don't buy dairy, so I skip the cheese and I skip the dairy aisle. And sometimes I will just poke my head at the teeny tiny section of the wall that's for fake cheese, but that's because I know where it is, you know. And even if it changed place, I'm not gonna end up purchasing like a gallon of milk because they switch things around. Like, it's just stupid. This is why I only do online grocery shopping. It also saves me a whole bunch of money because I don't get tempted by stuff I don't need. Yeah, that's a very good point. Though I do get half of my groceries online, and I'm always tempted by their new stuff because it always looks really good, and I see it there and I'm like, ooh, I wonder what it's like. Like, for example, they have a chocolate hazelnut spread. And I saw it there. And I'm like, oh, it exists, and it's dairy-free, and I want to try it, you know? The world is not meant for the neurodivergent and spoonies, especially neurodivergent spoonies. Yep. I don't think my online grocery shop his is good because it kind of makes you go through everything to put in your order, because it's kind of a bit more, it follows a bit more the seasons of availability, so you can't really expect them to have like carrots year long. because there's a time of the year where the carrots are out of season. So you kind of have to scroll through every single time to see what's available. And then you kind of end up on the like bakery section of it, or the, you know, spreads and all kind of really great stuff. Yeah, your grocery shop has some amazing stuff. Mine is a bog standard supermarket. Oh, okay. Are there neurodivergent people that are not spoonies? I think that's a possibility. I get most of my produce at the farmer's shop. They have deals with other farms for dairy, which I don't get, but also pasta and oil. So I get most stuff there, and then some extras in the supermarket. That's kind of what I do as well. Like I go through the, my online grocery place is a bit like an online farmer's market in a way, and they deliver it to either a drop point or to your home. And they have all sorts of things because they basically aggregate either local companies or farms in this area, or more ethical company. Like sometimes we get tropical fruits because they partnered up with a more ethical company that tries to grow fruits in Florida in a more, you know, wise and efficient way. So they aggregate all this stuff, and you put in your order, and they put it in big containers, and they ship it to you. Like they deliver it to like containers, like plastic bins. So it's kind of the same idea as a farmer's market. And yeah, I will go through the stuff, get what they have that I want to get, and for everything else, well, that's why I go to the regular supermarket for stuff like canned tomatoes and what else? There's a few things. Like sometimes it's just stuff like it's just a bit too overpriced on the fancy website. So I'm like, yeah, I would love to get this, but it's a bit too much. So I'm gonna get the supermarket one that's a third of the price. Or like I said, if I need carrots and they're not in season, well, the supermarket will have carrots from Mexico or something. I try to go with local where I can. We have an okay farmer's market, close enough to some really good ones. And I get my beef from one of my uncle's neighbors. Ooh, that's great. That's gotta be delicious beef. I cooked my very, very first steak in years last week. And I didn't flub it, and I was really happy with the outcome. I'm sorry, like, I know not everyone enjoys meat, but it was delicious, and I was very happy to be able to get this one because I got it from the sort of online farmers market, so it's from a local farm. And it's not factory farming, technically. It's, you know, it's more sustainable. It's supposed to be anyway. So yeah, I got the one steak, and we cut it, and we each took a part of it instead of having a big steak for each of us. It tastes like beef used to taste when I was a kid. Grass-fed, where the fat is still yellow, as they're not exclusively grain-fed to get the white fat. There's such a big difference too. Like if you get animal products from a fresher place, let's say, they don't smell the same either. Like I remember years ago buying fish from the grocery store, like the supermarket, and you open it, and your first reaction is to, you know, wrinkle your nose. It's like, it tastes like, it smells like fish, you know. Whereas when I get the fish from the online farmer's market, whenever I open up the meat or the fish, and I always do a sniff test to make sure everything is fine, but usually I don't go, it smells like whatever. I just go like, oh, it smells fine, or doesn't smell of anything. Which is such a weird concept when you are used to grocery market stuff. Like, you prepare it and you don't tell yourself, oh, it's gonna be fine once it's cooked in season. You cook it and you're like, oh, it's not even seasoned yet, and it smells okay. Like, it smells like something palatable instead of something that I need to kind of hide a bit of the gaminess with whatever seasoning. Does that make sense? It's a bit, well, I mean, I don't know if people in European countries get that, but it's, for us in North America, it's a bit like the difference you get between eating sliced bread that you buy in a plastic bag and having a bakery bread that you just cut a slice and eat it. You know, that kind of, both are bread, but not the same experience at all. Yeah, I totally understand that. I'm glad. I'm not too rambly and nonsensical. Over here, fresh fish. Yeah, that's the same thing. Fresh fish, like, fish gets a bad rep because, like, everybody associate fish with that one time they smelled fish that stank, you know, or smelled fishy. But the concept of having fresh fish or frozen fish that is still fresh, you know, doesn't have that fishiness to it. It's such a weird concept. Like, I open bags up and I'm like, whoa, it smells like nothing. Or like, it smells fine. I don't like viscerally react to the smell of it. I tend to only go for ocean fish when I'm in direct proximity to the ocean, and I know it was probably whacked with the ore a few hours prior. Yeah. Farmers markets are usually quite good to find fish that is as local as can be, you know. Whether it's like if you live near a coastline of some sort, like actually fresh fish, or fish that was fished not long ago, really fresh and frozen right away, and didn't have to travel that much to get to you. Like within the same province. But some of the lakes around here have some good trout fishing for sure. My cousin and her hubby do awesome trout fishing. Trout is delicious too. That's a good one. Everybody's gonna be hungry again. I just had dinner, but I'm not hungry again. But right now I am feasting on the last of the strawberry harvest in Ontario. I've been eating them for a few weeks straight. Ah. That's perhaps the only issue. That's perhaps the only issue with going to an online farmer's market is that, like, if I order strawberries, they might get here bruised or not. Like, I just cannot have any guarantee. Whereas when I went to the farmer's market myself, I can be more careful about my produce and how I, haul everything back. I have to say though, ever since I live further away from an actual physical farmers market, I I find it a whole lot more difficult to um, be tempted by veggies and fruits. Like whenever I could go walk to the farmers market and see the produce and whatever, like I was like, oh, these bell peppers are really pretty, I want one. Whereas I'm just not inspired if I don't see them. We have a few pick your own places very nearby. The best place to the buckets. Oh, and the smell. Yeah. Like I really like corn on the cob, but I really don't eat it as much if I don't go to the market. They have some in the grocery store, but it's kind of not the same. Fresh veggies and herbs smell so good too. Yeah, and often these places will have like a bakery or a couple extra shops that will also smell really good. Like if they have a beekeeper, you might get that beeswax scent as well. Oh, I miss it. I really miss it. When I was a kid and most of my teenage years, there was a small farmers market like within walking distance, like 5 minutes away from my place, and we would often go there to get stuff. Oh, the best sign I've seen at the farmers market is up in Grand Bend. They do tomatoes, and while they don't state the variety, the sign says ugly but delicious. The sign is I always say, like, when someone says that some food or some produce or whatever is not pretty, I always tell them that, well, it's going to be worse in your stomach. And besides, being delicious is the most important part of it. Like, if something is not, like, presentation worthy, just prepare it in some way that the presentation is not the same. Like, oh, those tomatoes are ugly. Well, either cut them up and make a sauce with them, or if you like tomatoes on their own, like put them in a salad or something. Like, is it really gonna matter at that point? In the town I lived in before, I had to go through the farmers market on Thursdays and Saturday to get to New York. It was so nice. Did you end up picking like a couple of things on your way? Because I don't know, like it's apple seasons, and you saw apples that just looked too good to be real, and you had to get them. Well, I mean, I might just end up drawing another kind of farmers market drawing. I've done my fair share of those, but there's still something that I kind of really, really enjoy, so might as well embrace it. If cats ate veggies, which one would they like? Pumpkins. Well, Ario is very fond of oatgrass. I constantly have to have a patch of it on her. Aww. It's funny that oatgrass in its grass stage is one of the very few greens that cats can actually digest. Because any other kind of grass, if they eat it, they will throw it up. But oatgrass just goes through them. Interesting, is it softer? I have no idea. Perhaps it's because it's oatgrass is basically whenever you sow oats, the first shoot you get is what they call the grass. So perhaps just because it's a very young plant, it doesn't trigger this response, and then digestive in their it doesn't make them throw up. Ooh, new pencil. Not exactly. I have quite a few of the orange pencil, but I couldn't find my other one, so I got this one, and it seems to have the red drawing lead in it. Sorry, I was away with the fairies looking at collagen supplements. Is that a sort of a new rabbit hole? What have you found out about collagen supplements? This thing, if it's going to help with my menopause. Dude. I'll let you know if it helps. Yes, please do, because though I gotta say, the all the putting petroleum on my face has really helped. Which is not something I thought would happen, but it has, and it got better, and so I stopped putting it on because it's so warm that I feel like I'm melting, you know, like the sweating and the cream and all that feeling is kind of gross. So I stopped it for a few days, but the dryness is back. So I gotta be more aware of that. But yeah, it has helped a lot. I swear by it. It's odd, isn't it? Like I'm trying to have it make some sort of logical sense in my head, and I haven't figured it out yet. Why putting, like, probably one of the derivative substance from, like, one of the most, like, greasy one that I can think of, that everything I know tells me is just gonna feel awful. Well, it doesn't feel worse than any other one, like any of the natural ones I've tried. Also, it works where nothing else has worked. So I'm like, what part of petroleum is my skin really needing right now? What am I missing? And it's affordable too. It's not the 2,000 pounds for. We have learned in this chat that the most expensive moisturizer are also just Vaseline. Yeah, they're all like petroleum derivative products. Like what was it? Liquid paraffin, and like petrolatum jelly, and they tried to make it fancy, but when you run all of these fancy terms down, they're all based on fossil fuels. I now totally pretend I'm putting on an uber expensive cream. You need to... Okay, I got a plan. You get a jar, you bedazzle the shit out of that jar, like make it covered with fake gems and diamonds and whatnot, like extra fancy. And then you transfer your Vaseline in there. So you look extra fancy, but it's just Vaseline. Put mica in it and pretend it's gold flakes. That's exactly what they were doing with the really fancy stuff. They are laughing all the way to the bank, like along with Gwyneth. Wasn't like the most expensive lipstick expensive just because the like packaging was, the casing was really fancy, but it was basically a bunch of like gemstones and gold and whatnot. I mean, you can do the same with the bedazzle kit. So what's everyone's favorite summer fruit? Fruit. I think I'm gonna put a couple of watermelons for mine. Even though I hardly ever eat it because it's so inconvenient to haul around. And we don't have car and we don't drive, but I love watermelon. Oh, yummy watermelon. Watermelon too, so I'm gonna make two bins of watermelons. Watermelon. Everybody says watermelon. I love you guys. Instant watermelon. I got a 5 kilogram one yesterday. Oh, did you have to haul that back by hand, or you have a car? It's in the fridge and I pretend it's ice cream when I get some. When I get it, I usually get like the pre-cut quarters. Like they have that at the grocery store where they pre-cut watermelon and you can buy like a 1/4 of a watermelon, which is easier to bring home, you know. But also has the advantage of you can see how ripe it is and you can sort of assess which one you want. It's always so good and it disappears so quickly. Oranges, citrus fruit, also from the fridge. Do you get those particularly in the summer? Over here, I think citrus fruits are mostly a winter crop. But they waited when I bought it. Yeah, that was because these are usually priced by kilograms. It will be like $2 per kilogram or something. Watermelon, honeydew melon. Oh, I love melons. It's kind of hard to get good ones, but whenever you can find a good one, it's such a satisfying experience. Oh my god, I found the most gaudy cream jar for us to put our petrol into. I sent you a link. Hold on. I have to check that out. Oh, it's perfect. It's beautiful. The description is luxury diamond acrylic cream lotion sample jar. It's for 50 grams in there. It's gotta be... It's 10 centimeters wide by 5 centimeters high. Oh, it's perfect. Otto is doing good work out there while we talk food. Good on you, Otto. Does the Vaseline work for dry feet too? Probably. I feel like for dry feet, I just put whatever cream I don't like for my face on them. That's how I use up the stuff that I get in the hopes that it will help my face, and then it doesn't. And now I have like a tube of a cream that is basically unusable for what I intended it, so I put it on my feet. So far my feet have not complained, so I think that's the way this can work. So I'll have a couple of honeydew melons too. I need other summer fruits now though. I'm gonna have melons on the brain now. I'm definitely gonna get some pre-cuts at the grocery store or next visit. Also for dry feet, I feel like what works the best is to put a generous amount of cream at night, and then a lighter layer after shower, like when you wash away the cream, you put just a lighter layer because it's kind of more comfy during the day, but at night, like when I'm sleeping, that's when I usually go ham on the various creams, because anyway I'm gonna be sleeping. The only time that backfired on me is when I did that and then it triggered an allergic reaction to the cream. That was the only time I regretted doing that. Doesn't happen too often, at least. Yeah, I was okay. It just became like really itchy and warm. Was on my hand, so I quickly got up and washed it off with soap a few times. And I was okay after that. That's another thing that I really like of the Vaseline cream I was able to find, is that it's completely unscented. And for real. Not like a light scent, or you can put your face in it and it doesn't smell much of anything. I was really relieved with that, because there's a few times that I bought products that were labeled as being, with a light scent, and I didn't click, and I didn't think to smell the demo one, or to, sometimes you just quickly unscrew the lid and still a quick sniff in there just to make sure it's okay. And then I got home and tried them up, and I was like, oh, this is not a light scent. This is like gaudy perfume, nasty stuff. I wonder how many of the Uber Luxury face creams are. Probably a lot. Because let's face it, it works, and it's kind of a byproduct of making other petrol-based products, so it can't be that expensive. some scents make me sick. Yeah, they're really like cloying. They kind of stay stuck in your nose, and you feel like you still smell it even like a long time after you're done using the thing. I try to go for unscented or sensitive too, but sometimes I forget and I see like a light scent, and I don't realize that it's not the same as unscented or sensitive. Do you remember when I bought that sunblock and it had mint in it? For everyone else, my skin is allergic to mint and all menthols. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. I usually go with good old Aveeno for the most part, but during the winter, I used O'Keeffe's Working Hands. And if I'm really desperate, Back Balm from Tractor Supply. These are all brands that I've heard really good stuff about. I would use it if I could, but I think they all have just a bit too much of silicone products in there. That is something that I often react to, so I try to avoid it. I have no idea why mint is good. I don't think it's that serviceable in sunblock. Perhaps they thought that it smells fresh, so you put on the sunblock and you're hot, but you smell minty, so it's kind of refreshing. You know... Especially, I mean, sunblock goes on the face too, but it will make your eyes water, and it will make your lips tingle as well. It's not great. Oh yes, so refreshing to have my skin peel off. A friend of mine is allergic to aloe. She has a hell of a time finding. Is aloe in a lot of stuff? At least, hopefully, your friend can sort of get away with a lot of the really like the minimal ingredient products, because they often have like water and some kind of plant-based fat and maybe some wax. Like I haven't seen a lot with aloe in it, but then again, it's not like I looked for it. Yeah, thankfully she can use most of the Aveeno line. Yeah. I wish Nivea did their original blue tin and unscented. I feel like my menopausal skin needs to upgrade from the light to the blue tin, but I can't stand the smell. What's the difference between the light and the blue tin? Why do you feel it would make a significant difference? I think their light blue tin is supposed to be lighter scented. I always rant about scented products because everything we get is scented in some way. Whether it's shampoo, deodorant, all the moisturizers, the laundry detergent, like everything is scented. So if you go full on with all of these, you end up smelling like a department store's perfume section. I feel like everything should come unscented, and then if you want to smell like something, you buy a separate perfume or a separate scent. And you spritz that on and you're good to go. Like, instead of smelling like 20 different things that perhaps don't go together. What's the main ingredient in the blue tin moisturizer? My deodorant is chai scented, but it's gonna stay like that because that's the only one I've found that works and doesn't give me like skin issues. It's a Canadian brand too, so. And they send it to you in metal tins, which metal is the most recyclable product because it's the only one you can recycle fully. And you can melt metal and make it something else, and it's always gonna work out. It's called Grindor in a tin, and it's a cream lotion type. Yeah, the kind you have to put your fingers in to spread it, but that's okay. After doing that for so long, it feels so weird to use a stick type deodorant because either it puts on like too much or not enough, or just feels weird, or it feels like wet. I think we completely alienated Paulo from the discussion. I'm sorry, Paulo. Aqua Paraffinum Liquidum. Hey, that's our good friend, Liquid Paraffin. Ceramic. Guys, it's not fancier because you use the chemical names for them. Glycerin, lanolin, alcohol, paraffin, panthenol. Ah, that was so good until we get to the limonene. Because I think most everything after that is some sort of perfume. If they stopped at magnesium stearate, we could have something. That's why I love the cream one. It just feels nice, not oily, not wet, and I don't smell wearing it, and it doesn't smell too. And it didn't last for like 6 months. Wow, that's good. I don't think mine lasts for 6 months, but it's summer, I'm a sweaty person, and I'm terrified of smelling like armpits. So sorry, the one I like is Nivea Soft, not Nivea Light. Oh, okay. That's the one you told me about, right? Aqua, glycerin. Ah, dimethicone. No. No. That's for Nivea Soft. I'll see if I can find a good listing for the Vaseline cream that I found. It's a cream, and I'm curious to see if the ingredients list is comparable to the Nivea Blue Tin that you like, but without the perfume, because it's really unscented. Like, it doesn't smell of anything. If saying I'm super anxious to smell. It is stressful. Oh, it has a... Hold on, let me get it. It's not like I'm doodling anyway. Thanks. I'm back. Use lard. I mean, if petroleum works, lard might work. At this point, I'm not condemning it right away. It's called Problem Skin Therapy. I found it in the the baby care section. Aqua petrolatum, caprylic, capric triglyceride, stearic acid, glycerin, sodium hydroxypropyl, starch, phosphate, wow, glycol stearate, PEG 100 stearate. It has the kind of ingredient list that looks very scary. It's not very similar to the... Cosa? Qu'est-ce qu'il fait comme ça? That was weird. Yeah, you found it. Oh, the Victorians used lard. That's funny. I use this pigtail fish purr. That sounds cool. There is a weird cream sold here which is supposed to be good. Deer tallow creme. I have no idea. Did you guys also heard it? Something with like... Ugh! But I don't know what it is. I don't think it was a cat. There's no one outside. Mr. E didn't hear anything. But yeah, this is $10 and you have like a bajillion infinite amount of cream in there. It says repairs severely dry skin, non-greasy cream with vitamin E, hypoallergenic, non-comedogenic, and dermatologist recommended. That's meaningless. What's the consistency? Sounded like a woman saying, yeah, exactly, but I have no idea where it came from. Maybe it's my HomePod. I don't know if you were able to... Yeah, it's a bit like a heavy moisturizer, but it really doesn't feel that bad. The key is just not to put like too thick a layer, but it's quite nice. It kind of smells just a little bit like plastic, just a bit, like not in a gross way, but in a, like this cream is in a plastic container. You almost feel like it's the smell of the plastic container. Let's see if I can find it. Thank you for turning your stream into a beauty stream. I mean, it's a stream where we all try to help each other, so not me. We all need some beauty tips. Yeah, you're already beautiful, Paulo. You don't need the tips. You don't get hit with menopause, that sort of like the hormonal change that makes everything different within you, and you don't know why, and you don't know how to deal with it. Nothing will remove the ugliness. Aw, don't say that. You can't scrub the ugly away. That's why they made makeup. Sorry, that's just a joke. Perhaps not a very funny one, but it's just a joke. Who wants to smell? That's a very valid question that I sometimes want to ask out loud to random people I meet outside on a summer day. Why do you want to smell? But I'm also aware that, you know, some people might have like different kind of issues, whether it's allergies or or cultural stuff. Who would have a dry skin healing balm too? Like the same line of product? Yep. It's worth a try, especially if it's unscented. So I really like that this one is like it doesn't have the silicone products that usually give me issue. Also, I laughed a bit because the last ingredient is titanium dioxide. PW6, guys. It's in everything. I once ran out of laundry detergent and borrowed some, but it was so heavily scented that I couldn't wear my clothes. I smelled it after hours of wear and then just rewashed the load. Yeah, I've gotten clothes sometimes, like either secondhand or whatnot, that they really, like the whatever fabric softener or that soap or whatever that they use really sunk into the fibers, and even after like 10 plus washes, the piece of clothing still has the fabric softener smell to it. It doesn't smell bad, and so far it hasn't triggered any kind of reaction, but it's just such a weird idea because every laundry product that I use is unscented, and even like for the dryer, it's not really recommended to use any kind of softener in there. So basically the only product that could possibly have a scent is the soap we use in the washing machine, and we use, oftentimes if we can, we use the unscented stuff. It's like that Gain brand. The scent that a friend uses penetrates most everything she wears. I can even smell it in her car. Ugh. And is it like it's bothersome? Strong smells can be rather unpleasant. Yeah, they often are, like, and they're often like, you know how perfumes are designed to have like different layers of smell within them. I always feel like it's just different layers of headaches. I felt so annoyed by myself that day and kept smelling me and get, yeah, same. Like if I get a piece of clothing that doesn't smell right, it's always distracting, and I keep smelling it until ultimately I decide to switch it out and put it in the wash. Even if I just washed it, I'm like, I need to wash it again. Hopefully it will go away. I was trapped on the tram today with someone wearing a lot of Lynx body spray. So Lynx body spray is basically like Axe body spray, right? At least to me, I don't like overly fruity or sweet scents. I even found unscented dish soap for everything, for cleaning everything under. Yeah. If I mean, you're in Ontario, so perhaps you can find it, but the company is named the Unscented Company, and guess what? Everything they do is unscented. So our hand soap, dish soap, laundry detergent, and we have cleaners from them. Yep, it's the same brand, same line. I think Lynx is what it is used to be called. Okay. Lynx Axe body spray. Blech. I don't know, I don't really like something, a perfume that I will actually enjoy and think smells good is if someone smells of vanilla. I'm fine with that. But if it's like, oh, a layer of vanilla and then some freesia flower and with a hint of citrus, I'm like, dude, the more you add to it, the more chances there is that it's gonna stink. I have a few cleaners with light fresh scents like grapefruit or citrus. Yeah. Nothing smells like hormonal teenager dude as Lynx body spray. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Cool beans. Might have to look them up. I do like certain scents, but vanilla or lavender, and more fresh scents like cucumber. But yeah, those are like simple scents. Like I feel like you can't get as overwhelmed with that kind of scent as you can get with something that is super layered. But there was no teenager on. Oh, ew, no, that's creepy. If you're a middle-aged man, you can go the Old Spice way. I say that, but a lot of the Old Spice deodorants have a nice scent. They smell nice. A lot of scents smell the same to me and really hurt when I breathe in. I might have a yeah. Ooh, that's not great. It's mostly flowery scent. Yeah, they're really like. I feel like they get in your nose and they stay there. Pity me when I have to clean the change rooms at the high school. Well, I mean, if it's between that and BO, I don't know which is worse. I had a raspberry scented toilet cleaner once, and my partner would react to the scent every time by what smells so good. The toilet? I'm having flashbacks. Oh no! Thankfully, it's not on my regular run, but I get that run often enough when the head hand is off. Don't forget the old socks. As long as they're not, crusty. Yeah, I'd be hard put to choose between BO and body spray. Do you have a mask like within your toolkit, just in case you stumble upon something that is just too strong? Oh, the boys are pretty savage down there. I just do what I can and move on. Yeah, let them live in it. Perhaps one day they realize that it's not awesome and make changes. I'm glad I brought this here though, because I think I need, well, I know I need to put some in a smaller container. I think I have just the right containers for that. They're small Hello Kitty containers. Doop 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 doop. So they're just empty Hello Kitty containers. They're for anything you want. Like you could put medication in there, you could put creams, balms. They were sold empty. Like they were sold as little containers that you could do whatever you want from with. I have access to full PPE, including gowns when necessary. We have a lot of special needs kids, and those are on my run, so sometimes, yeah. Well, I'm glad they give you, like, all this stuff. Put our petrols in it. Absolutely. Definitely gonna put petrols in there. Oh, Amy! Wow, it's been a while. How have you been? I struggle so much with these. How are you and how have you been? I don't know why, but dude. I remembered the custodian dude at the park when I worked there in the summer. Like it was day camp, summer camp, day camp, just like a day camp at the park, like the playground. Thank you. Come on, brain, you can do it. So yeah, day camp at the local playgrounds. Every sort of playground installation had its own day camp, and usually there was at least one custodian there. And one time, like often, let's say the day camp would be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. I don't remember, but let's say, well, from like 8 to 9 and from 4 to 5, it would be like the sort of a daycare service, where it was not the same kind of program as you would get during the day, but the staff would stay there to keep an eye on the kids until the parents could come and get them. And I remember one day, the one at the end of the day, there was just a couple of kids left that their parents hadn't come by to pick them up, and they would play in the playground, and just like you keep an eye on them, but they play, they have fun, they run around, all that. And at some point, one of the kids came by, and basically said that she had puked, she had been sick. And at first we were all like, what'd you say? What'd you say? I puked. And like, whoa, wait, what? So we were like, oh no, you're right, and like make sure everything is okay. But then she had been sick somewhere in the playground, but the playgrounds are like, it's sand. So basically the custodian came by with a shovel and a garbage bag and just took a big shovel out of the whole mess, like everything, sand, mess, let's go, put that in the garbage bin, another shovel, closed the bin, took away the shovel, like nothing really was made gross or dirty. Thankfully the kid had been sick in the sand and not on the playthings. But it was so funny, and I remember this moment of like, how do you clean that up? And the custodian went like, I have a shovel. And it was just so funny. Oh no, she was okay. She didn't make a mess on herself, or she thankfully wasn't sick on one of the I don't even know what's the name in English for these, but any kind of playable thing. Yep, that sounds about right. Work smarter and not harder. Exactly. A very good way to put it. Oh, bath time for the kitty. I'm good. My tabby is trying to snuggle, but she's so smelly. Oh no, why is she smelly? Kitty, you're not supposed to be smelly. Basically, the custodian went about it like you would about a cat litter. But I remember still being impressed because I was young, quite young, and like my full on MacGyver brain process wasn't fully developed, so that added the special note that like shovels are awesome, and sometimes you can just like take the whole thing away rather than try to pinpoint. Anyway, oh, hold on. It's a mite I need to squish. There you go. Playground equipment. Yes, that's it. I can't English today. Nope, not a bark, just me squishing a mite that wandered in from the window. Alright, so it's about time to end stream. I'm blabbering and rambling. Our cat had one summer where he was staying out with the neighbor's pigs. It was a stinky year. I miss him. Aww. I mean, the whole scene is really cute, but oof. Worst I had to clean with the kid getting sick was when I was at the video store. Oh, I had to clean it up, and I can't imagine how much the kid... Oh, that's nasty. Oh, I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. Perhaps a good learning experience to prepare you for the future, but oof. I think she got into the weeds, my neighbor. Oh. Ew, that's not great. Fertilizer. Ew. Yeah, perhaps a bath would be a good idea, or you know, a bath with a damp towel or something. Thank you for well, thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. We did a bit of sketching and then we rambled on a lot. She hates bath. Yeah, I mean, find me a cat that actually enjoys baths with soap and everything. But depending on the kind of fertilizer, it might be healthier for her if she doesn't have to lick all of that clean. Anyway, I can now make a living wage, have a pension and benefits. It's not glamorous, but definitely a win. And it sounds like a job that is a good balance of like good things and less fun things, you know, instead of being a lot of less fun things. But like it's quiet, you get to do your thing, and you have all these benefits. So I think that's good. I miss the sketch. I can quickly show it. It's very rough. And then also started another sketch for a farmer's market that's also very rough. But yeah, so oh, thank you so much, Paolo. I really enjoy making the stream. I'm always bummed out when I have a scheduling conflict and I can't really make it happen, but I'm glad I was able to make it a thing this week. Yeah, it's a tradition. I don't know how many years I've been doing these streams, but it's quite a lot. I think it's pre-COVID. Anyway, have a good weekend, guys. Have a good night. And see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.